Today on Thunder Bear 4-wheel drive, we are back in the garage and we're going to be working on our Badlands 3-ton off-road jack. So stick around and watch us unpackage it and slap her together. Well, here's our jack in the box it came in. And I am opening this for the first time. So I'm seeing this as you are seeing this. It comes with our handy dandy instructions. Up here on top, we've got the wheels, bearings, so that's nice. And these things are solid. They're really durable looking. Couple more little ones here. And this here looks to be part of the pedestal for the jack. And we've got some assorted parts here. Linch pin, little wrench, and looks like hardware for the wheels and some other hardware here. So we'll figure out what that's all about shortly. All right. And there it is, folks. Man, this thing is nice. So there's a grab handle here for lifting it. And it's not super heavy. I mean, it's a floor jack for certain, but you know, that wasn't too bad. I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot to this, so. Here are our jack handles. And that appears to be all the things. Well, I can pretty much guess where most of this stuff goes, so we'll proceed until we need instructions. Let's get our wheels stuck on it. I just gotta say, this thing is like very precisely machined. I'm quite impressed with the quality of this thing. It feels super, super solid in my hands. So these nuts are Nylox, so don't need to add any adhesives or anything to it. Kind of show you the bottom side of this real quick. Full skid plate. That way nothing can get up inside the mechanism. So for packaging purposes, there's a little piece of plastic here between the yoke for the pump handle and this top tie bar here. All right, so got our handle here. Bottom of the handle has a square, and then there's a groove here. There's a set screw on the back side of the yoke here. That'll thread up into the groove to hold the handle in place. And you just roll this in and twist it till it cogs in. And we'll wait till we get this vertical to tighten the set screw. It's a little hard to grab a hold of at the moment. So right here's that little transport piece of plastic. Just hold this down. Pop this over the side, and there you go. Now our handle gets to come up. So here's the set screw right here. Just handle pops up, set it down in there, tighten the set screw. Now handle doesn't come out. This is a transport mode right here. Release that so it allows the jack to go up and down. And when you're ready to move it, lower that and it locks into place. Now you can take and you can see it didn't take much to get that to pop up very fast. It's a two-stage piston. It's got a big piston and a small piston, and it moves a lot of fluid really fast. So let's count these to see how many pumps it takes to get this thing up in the air. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.5 pumps, and is all the way to the top. So here's the extended pedestal. So you leave this is like a rubber plastic piece that sits here in the saddle for when you're contacting stuff. It clocks around, and there are holes that pass all the way through down into the block for the saddle. That's where these bolts go. No sense in leaning over when I can jack this up and get to it easier. So this is the extension piece right here. It's got a couple bolts in it, Allens to hold this in. The tool for it's kept right here on the side of the jack. So this extended saddle is going to bolt all the way through the primary saddle into this block right here. This is threaded in the corners, and that's where these bolts are going into. Just snug them up a little bit. And here's your extended saddle pedestal. And all the way up there, all the way down there, and you can pin it at an angle as well. There's an offset set of holes right here. If there happens to be a clearance problem for whatever reason. So the nice thing about this pedestal is these bolts right here, they thread all the way through into, they thread through the base of the extended pedestal, so they can't fall out. So they're all captured in here, so all the parts are right there. And now you're back down to just a basic, floor jack saddle. So, and for the record, this is a 3/8 inch Allen drive or hex drive. So if you ever lose it, you can, just use a regular 3/8. So in order to keep all the parts here together, we're going to lock the handle back into this position real quick. It comes with this bracket piece right here that bolts down inside, and that's what you use to store your extended pedestal saddle. So the screws for mounting in the pedestal hold down, I'm just going to put a dab of blue Loctite on them, just so we don't run the risk of these backing out. So from this side, there's this screw. There's a couple holes in the bottom of the extended pedestal. The bolts here just kind of float. You use that to thread in. There you go. So apparently it comes with this little, very thin and delicate wrench. It fits your wheels. It's for assembling the wheels. So I used a 19mm 3/4 socket to do it because, well, I have tools. So probably not a bad thing to just throw in the toolbox and keep with it, or keep with the jack. I don't see any place that it, adheres to or mounts to the jack. So I think it's just for assembly purposes. But like I said, these are nylocks, so it doesn't take a lot to get them down there. And you don't need like a massive amount of force. So when you saw me rattle these down, I wasn't like, bearing into it or anything. So they think that it's good enough to use just this. So if that helps you make a decision on how tight these are supposed to go, well, there you go. So there you have it, folks. The Badlands 3-ton off-road jack. And I'm not gonna lie, I think this is pretty spiffy. So I'm gonna get the camera down here and get some close-ups of it for you. So here's the screw for tightening into the base plate here to hold your pedestal in place. There's your strap handle right there. You can see that this is thick. And it rolls extremely effortlessly. So here's a look at the piston assembly. There's a cotter pin right there. They've got some contact grease on the joints there. That might be a serial number tag, not sure. But here's your bottom floor pan, and this is what it looks like without the pedestal in its cradle. You can see the twin pistons in here, your big piston, your little piston. A little bit of packing material still left in there. There, get that styrofoam out of there. If you ever need to add fluid to it, the fill hole's right here. So right here's the 3/8 Allen you use for anchoring the pedestal. Just stores right there. This right here is it's got a set screw on the other side so that you can put a little more tension on this piece. It's got a spring underneath it, and that way you stick it in there, it doesn't chatter around a whole lot. So here's a view from the front to the back, and a view from the side. This thing is super cool, I'm not gonna lie. This is probably the best money I've spent in quite a while. So Harbor Freight, you're going the right direction. Just keep doing what you're doing, and I think things are gonna be fine. So everyone knows I got the extended 1-year warranty on this. So if it fails for whatever reason, I get a new one in the first year. So I know what you're thinking. It's a Harbor Freight, why did you do that? Well, it wasn't free, so, and I do plan on abusing this. It's just gonna happen. So at least in the first year, I can hopefully, make it worth its time. And if it goes through that, fine, it'll probably last a lifetime after that. And it's not so expensive that it can't be replaced after that anyway. So also wanted to point out, got good instructions. It's kind of a, it's like a shiny, paper type pamphlet, written in good English. Got all the instructions on how to put it together. And how to operate it and not operate it, and be smart and be safe and all that good stuff. And here is a complete parts breakdown. I was impressed with this right here. And over here you've got your parts list, and should be pretty easy to get replacement parts for these. So super happy with this purchase. I hope you guys liked it. Well, now that we've got it put together, I think it's time we drag it around outside a little bit and get it dirty and see just how well it pulls over things and stuff, and is it truly off-road. This thing moves super easy. This is so slick. I'm not gonna lie, this is really nice. Easy enough to just push down on the handle and drag it. Or just push it. Want to thank everybody for watching today's video. It was super cool to get my jack put together and go out and dink around with it a little bit. As you saw, it moves really good across gravel, even kind of the thick, loose gravel. It did fine in that. It did fine going over these circular plywood pieces I kind of have down to stay out of the mud when I walk into the garage here. So, but no, it's awesome. If you have the opportunity to pick one of these up and you're questioning whether you should do it, go buy one. Harbor Freight knocked it out of the park with this jack. So totally awesome. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And thank you guys again for watching. We're pushing to get to 1,000. Would love it so much if you did subscribe. Up here are a couple more videos we want you to check out. And we'll catch you guys in the next video.